The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Markets Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN. We kick things off. Tuesday trading, markets chopping around a bit. Google making a run for $4 trillion. NVIDIA pulling back a bit. Google's going to start making chips. They're going to start selling them to Meta. Yeah, is NVIDIA going to have a little competition? The market thinking maybe so this morning. But we pick things up pretty calm territory overnight. We chop around. We're negative by 8 points in the S&Ps. You take a look at the daily. We take a look at the volume. It was a paltry bounce yesterday, and guess what? Today's going to be even lighter probably, folks. And tomorrow, it's going to be even lighter than that. On a Thursday, no one's going to be trading. We're going to be eating turkey and fixins'. Maybe some ham in there as well, some turkey. But yes, very light volume on yesterday. You can probably expect the same today. And tomorrow, one of the biggest travel days of the year. You know, what's remarkable is, so when I was in college, went to Villanova University in Villanova, Pennsylvania, right outside of Philadelphia. Amazing college, university. And when I was my senior year, I was fortunate enough, I got a job working for a Budweiser distributor, the Budweiser distributor in Philadelphia. Very fortunate. One of my older brothers, fraternity brothers, Alpha Tau Omega at the time, was working for a Budweiser distributor. We're digressing, but it's Thanksgiving week. We're going to go on a little holiday. And what was amazing was, now this Budweiser distributor was the Budweiser distributor in Philadelphia. They have many, but this is the one that supplied, whether you're talking about the suburbs I was in, but also the big sporting events. And that year, they actually hosted the NBA All-Star Game. I got to go to the NBA All-Star Game, got to go to a ticket there. Jordan, got to see Jordan play in the NBA All-Star Game. That's how old I am. Jordan was still playing. The point of the story is, working for the Budweiser distributor, do you know what the biggest drinking day of the year is, folks? Do you know what the biggest drinking day? Now I said, this was 25 years ago. Things may have changed. People are drinking less, but it still holds to a certain degree. Biggest drinking day of the year, day before Thanksgiving. Yeah, because everyone's home for the holidays. My high school has a big event, right, for young alumni. Everyone's back home. Everybody has nothing to do on Thursday, so it's the ultimate Saturday night. And yes, Wednesday night, biggest drinking day of the year. Not sure if that still holds, but it held, and Budweiser knew it back then, and it was a big one. And so if you're those holidays, be careful out there on the road. No drinking and driving, folks. Go take an Uber, take a Lyft. They might not have AI vehicles driving just yet, but life's too valuable to be messing around on the roads drinking when you got too many other options, and life's just too beautiful. But yeah, Wednesday. So we're going to get some light volume, and we got light volume so far. NASDAQ 100, we're off by 96 points right now. You take a look at the volume yesterday in the futures, 594,000 contracts. That's the lightest volume going back a couple weeks. And today we're slightly in the red to kick things off. Dow up by 5 points right now. Been a nice channel for the Dow, breaking below it a bit. We had some volume on that bounce on Friday. And then, yesterday's light volume across the board. And you got the Russell up by 0.2%. We check in on yields. Yeah, it's not stopping. Higher price, lower yield, 4%. 4.01 if you're rounded, but we have 4% today. The 10-year up by 6 ticks at 113.16. We got 10-year yield of 4%. And there goes the dollar action. Okay, eventually the relationship will matter, as in lower yields mean you have less demand for the dollar that those yields are denominated in. Our yields, they use the US dollar. Lower yields, less demand for the dollar to access those yields, weaker currency. Okay, you're seeing the pullback today, 99.85 right now on the dollar. And we bump up against that price. At 100.50 almost, somewhere in that range, been the top end. Take a little bit of a longer term look at the dollar. Now, A couple things going on in the dollar. Let's take these off for some clarity. Now, first of all, it doesn't get much more important than this 100 area. I mean, look where the high from 2015, right where we're testing right now. That's where we're going back to, technically. It's been an important area since then, since the run you had in 2014, man. Was that the King Dollar rally? Was that when King Dollar got coined? It might have been, man. Check it out. Dollar from 70, right? From 72 in 2011 to 100 in 2015, man. Massive, massive strengthening of the dollar. And then that's the area we top out on in 2020, and that area turned into support in 2023, in 2024. Now it's acting as a resistance again. On the flip side of that, okay, I think we got lower rates coming at you, but boy, this is quite an uptrend channel since the lows of 2008. And all we are is testing the bottom part of that channel line. So keep them both in mind right now. And guess what? One's going to win out over the other, as in this channel line and this trend line right here of resistance. We're almost at the same level. But we got dollar weakness this morning. And you got gold up by 48 bucks. You jump higher on the futures last night. We're up 41.79. Quite the acceleration for gold yesterday. Gold's up by 1.2%. Silver up by 1.8%, trading at 51.89. We jump over to Bitcoin, down $2,200, 86,870 for Bitcoin. Take a look at the daily. You know, we got a little bounce going on. But yesterday, volume light, that acceleration on Friday, that was something else in Bitcoin. You talk about it. All right, the big dogs. So Google's about to become the big dog. Yeah, Google, 3.977 trillion. Okay, that's 329. Did we ring the bell in the pre-market? Let's see. Yeah, we probably did, because you got all the way up to 332. So we'll see if we hit the $4 trillion mark during market hours. But Google, $4 trillion. Now, they're coming for NVIDIA's lunch, baby. And NVIDIA is trading lower, 4.2. Just like that, Google is coming for the biggest company in the world. Folks, it wasn't that long ago that NVIDIA was at 5.2. Recognize the extreme volatility that the biggest companies in the world are trading with. NVIDIA is going to open at 174. 174. Okay, this home run that you just traded from 170 to 220, that's a $42 run. Yeah, that's $1 trillion. Yeah, every 10 bucks is 250 billion. Man, $1 trillion up, $1 trillion down. In 2 months, $1 trillion up, $1 trillion down. Well, guess what? Google, there's no down. Google's just went up since that period of time, right? I just pulled it up. It was about September 25th. Google is going to be up $80. It's going to be up 30% over that period of time. 30%. And yeah, the news out there this morning. So Alphabet, Google, they're in talks with Meta for inferencing in 2027. So Meta is in talks to spend billions on Google's AI chips. Now imagine, the moment you got competition, the whole world's different. Okay? And this is probably why you saw some of those big tech leaders, whether it was SoftBank, Peter Thiel, they were selling NVIDIA because guess what? Eventually they're going to get some competition. And maybe those gentlemen knew that this was going on. All right, because how do you keep that secret, that NVIDIA is going to have a competitor and it's going to be Google and Meta's buying their chips? We're coming back, folks. Stay tuned.
Trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This portion of the Morning Market Kickoff is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. S&P's off by 7, NASDAQ off by 90. And you know what's remarkable? I was just looking it up, and I knew it was the case because it was my senior year at Villanova. I graduated in 2002, so it had to be 2002. 2002 NBA All-Star Game. Yeah, Jordan played. He had, let's see, Jordan had 8 points. He made 4 field goals, 4 rebounds. And watch this. I'm saving the kicker, though. It's funny. I bring up Jordan, right? And, you know, at the time, I had never seen Jordan play, right? And he was towards the end of his career, and it was an all-star game. He was the starter for the Eastern Conference team in his 13th all-star appearance. I think the next year was the last time. He played in 14 all-star games. The kicker, though, who was the MVP? Kobe Bryant, man, in his hometown. Kobe Bryant. I got to see Kobe Bryant play and win just amazing, right? Take advantage of all the opportunities you can when you're young, folks. I think back to that. We were working the whole event. It was super busy. I'll tell you, I remember being in Philadelphia. And so what happens is on an event like that, right, they descend a national marketing team, of course, right? So Budweiser sends out the national team. And the distributors around the area work with the national team. So we are running promotions, right? Huge things going on. Every bar, we're handing out so much free stuff, man. I had it made my senior year. My entire job was a marketing sales representative for the Budweiser distributor. So I was a student my senior year, of course, but the job consisted of going to bars, restaurants, some, that were having Budweiser promotions going on. And they would give me a budget, and I would go there, run the promotions, and usually buy free beer. And so what they would do is they would send me into all these bars, many of which were around the Villanova area that I had friends at, especially if I told them I was working, and I would have a budget, and most of the times they would send me there, and it would usually be something like $1 Bud Light bottles, okay, would be a good promotion that they were sending me around to a lot of. $1 Bud Light bottles, great deal in college. And they'd send me there with like a budget of $100, and I would get to go buy anybody I wanted in the bar 100 beers. And that was my job senior year, right? Amazing. And as this comes to the holidays, though, guess what? No drinking and driving, okay? That was the real kicker in a job like that. Anytime you're on alcohol, be careful this weekend, folks. We're going to have a lot of fun. There's always a lot of alcohol involved, and that was the biggest kicker of that job. Getting that speech many times from the higher-ups in a good way, saying, listen, all you are is around, people having the greatest time of their life, right? Just out Saturday night, but just partying. You got to be careful. You're going to get sucked into it. You're going to have all this money. You're buying everybody free booze, right? You got to be careful. So but yeah, Kobe Bryant, the MVP, Jordan out there. One of the other greatest events that I got to do at that time, because they used to send me to, big restaurant bars, clubs, okay, and they'd put on events. Vanilla Ice. Yeah, now he was past his day, but he's still around. He had a huge event one night in Philadelphia. Lines out the door, just reminiscing, good times. But yeah, Kobe Bryant, MVP of the game, and Jordan playing in Philadelphia. Kobe in his hometown. Man, that was amazing. It's funny, I remember Jordan most of all because I really wanted to see him. But yeah, seeing all those guys in the NBA game, and we had some sweet seats, and we didn't even know if we were going to get the seats. That's what happened. So we're working the whole time, and great people I worked for there, for the distributor, for sure. Great people. Great job. I would have stayed in that job if I was staying in Philadelphia, but I decided to come back to Boston. Love Boston. I said to myself, if I was going to live in a city that still deals with snow, I was going to live in Boston because I love Boston. Love city as well. Love Philadelphia as well, but I knew I was going to live in Boston. Otherwise, I wouldn't have just stayed there, man. My fraternity brother that was a full-time sales agent there for the distributor. Yeah, it was a good deal. Kobe Bryant. Michael Jordan. All right. Kohl's. Let's jump over to it. How about it, Darth? Right? Somebody's shopping, buying all that expensive stuff in Kohl's, man. All right, we're popping to 1934. We got their numbers. Let's look at the short-term time frame. How about that for an acceleration? Now, they're on the earnings call right now. And, yeah, we pull up the article. We got Abercrombie as well. Kohl's Abercrombie surge as retailers buck shopper pullback. Now, we have retail sales this morning as well, okay? Losing steam in September as consumers pulled back. Retail sales, 0.2%. They were estimating 0.4%. Okay, that's a big miss. That's a 50% miss. What do I say? Percentages on small numbers can be deceiving, right? 8 of the 13 categories posted increases. Fuel. Oh, I thought I was saying fuel. Yeah, no, gas stations, right. Well, that's not going to help anybody. Consumers lost some momentum at the end of an otherwise solid third quarter, but nonetheless, and then you jump over to Kohl's, raising the full-year outlook for the second straight quarter. Net sales declining in the range of 3.5 to 4% for the full year, a smaller drop than projections offered in August. They have a lucrative tie-up with Sephora, is moving past the recent turbulence, is what that may suggest. 15 straight quarters of declining year-over-year revenue. Now, that's 15 straight quarters, so it's about 4 years of declining year-over-year revenue. Think about how well the consumer's done over the last 4 years. Okay, think about it, right? Yeah, we've faced some headwinds, but in general, the economy, the consumer, you're going back to the beginning of COVID. 4 years ago is 2021. That's when everybody had all the free money that everybody talks about. So we talked about they got a new CEO. It was the interim CEO. He's in there now. Bender has largely executed a strategy initially set by his predecessor, the one who was making deals with third-party constituents that he was having relationships with. But he's focusing on reviving the jewelry business as well as selling more petite sizes. The store's in-house labels grew 1% in the quarter. Is that what Kohl's going to be? Jewelry in petite sizes, maybe that's where they can grow, because they're not growing in my size of Nikes, maybe. Maybe I'm not the guy they're focusing on. It would make sense, right? I would say anecdotal. Sometimes it plays, sometimes it doesn't. If they're anecdotal, it's not anecdotal. Their strategy, jewelry, petite sizes, but nonetheless, you're going to pop to 1926 on the open. We take a look at the weekly on this equity. I mean, we got a sign of strength out here from August. Now, where are we going to be trading into on this equity going back, right? We're going to pop to about 20. All right. Look at that. A year ago. There's what you traded into right there. The high 1874. And that had some volume. So check it out. A week ago. Yeah, look at this thing. Whew. It's been worse than that, because they talk about the 15 quarters of declining sales. Well, guess what? This thing was peaking out between 2015 and 2018. Right? And then you got that run up with the entire market in 2021, and boom, everything falls apart. They still got declining sales, but less than the market thought. We're coming back. We'll take a look at some more equities. Google making a run
Sharpening
for
your
$4 trillion.
skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We got equities open, and yeah, we kick it off with Kohl's. Why not? Now, I was looking at the bar. Check this out, right? That's your daily. Okay, and boy, that is some volatility from July that you were trading into from Kohl's. Okay, but you back this up on a weekly. And where are we coming into? Yeah, that was a full year ago. There it is. Now, you get that spike volatility in July. And you're trading higher right now, but keep your eye on that bar from a year ago in November, where you had earnings and you ripped lower on a weekly basis of about 108 million. You're in this bar as well. The high of that bar, 21.39. That's a weekly, but that was actually a real trade. Oh, that was meme volatility. That's right. I was saying, what was going on here? Well, guess what? That's real too. Okay, that was meme volatility. 21.39. Got to remember the meme volatility. All right, let's check in on NVIDIA and Google. So NVIDIA down by 4.7% right now, $4.2 trillion company. You jump over to Google on the heels, up by $3.20. We're giving back some of it right now. We almost hit that 4 trillion mark, but it's been a heck of a run, man, from 142 to 320. I was talking about it yesterday. That's $180. $180 for an equity that has 12 billion shares outstanding. This thing just added 2 trillion. Yeah, over trillion. Remarkable acceleration in terms of Google, but you better believe it, man. If they're going to be the competitor, Meta up by 1.2 this morning. AMD down by 7%. Broadcom's up by 1.2. Alibaba up 1.2 on news for them as well. What is Abercrombie? ANF, there it is. Yeah, Abercrombie as well on their earnings. So Abercrombie and Kohl's, they mentioned it. Whew. I know, as you're asking, Melody, what's going on? Everyone's petite now? Is that what's happening? That's what they're turning to at Kohl's. See, they had Abercrombie in here as well. All right, nonetheless, we go back to retail sales that we get this morning. And yeah, consumers lost momentum at the end of an otherwise solid quarter. But guess what? While overall outlays have been buoyed by wealthier shoppers, a stronger market buoying them, lower income consumers are showing strain, rising prices, softening job market, and yeah. Then you get the policymakers, and what's happening come December? Well, we jump over to this one. And I'd have to agree. We're getting a lot of verbiage here from Fed governors that we're going to get a cut. So Powell's allies provide opening for December rate cut. A divided committee, missing data, and a whiff of stagflation leave Powell to choose between two paths, each with drawbacks. Thank you for explaining the risk-reward, right, and how it works out. But that is the case. But guess what? You got two options here, okay? You have a divide on the Fed. The labor market's cooling, but not collapsing. 2 consecutive cuts brought rates down to 3.75 to 4. We've now paused. A third cut in December would be consistent with the plan Powell laid out in August. Move rates closer to neutral. 2 of Powell's top allies, okay? On Friday, New York Fed President John Williams, right? He was out there, room for a further adjustment in the near term. These are very calculated terms, okay? They know that the media, the financial media, is going to sparse every single letter, every word that they use in the near term. He's saying, he should be saying in the December 10th meeting. That's what that term means, right? Carefully chosen words, especially near term. Yeah, exactly. While it's imperative to return inflation to 2%, equally important to do so without creating undue risks, right? Now, the market just gyrated from a 40% chance to a 70% chance in terms of what they were thinking for a cut. San Francisco Fed President Mary Daly, okay, said in an interview yesterday she supports cutting rates in December. Williams and Daly are significant because they follow a period when officials who opposed a cut dominated the public debate. Well, pay attention to the wording coming from those two. They're allies, and they're both talking about cuts. And you're seeing yields react, right? 10 years at 4% right now. We got a little bit of dollar weakness coming down the line. And this number just keeps going up. We're at 85% now. 85% chance they're going to cut December 10th. That number a week ago was a 50-50. A month ago was 91%, though. Talk about some volatility. Some curiosity. We go a little forward. 66% chance we get one cut by January. 44% chance we're at one cut by March. 34% chance we're at one cut by April. So market right now pricing in about a 75% chance that we get 1 to 2 cuts over the next 4 meetings. 1 to 2 cuts over the next 4 meetings. And then guess what? You get into June, and we'll have a new Fed chair by then. Okay, and we're going to get that nomination at some point in the near future. And that's going to be an interesting one to say the least. Talked about Alibaba in the positive. The AI arm surges 34% while China commerce bounces back. Overall revenue 5% higher. And this one, 16% rise in Chinese e-commerce revenue for the period. That's a big number, man. 5% higher in revenue and 16% on e-commerce, suggesting it was faring well in a three-way battle with JD and Meituan. So you're in the positive. I'm betting on Alibaba as the leader in artificial intelligence development in China. They're trying to replicate, OpenAI, all of it, man. And look at Alibaba compared to where we were September 5th. A leader. Guess what? They don't have Google up there. Come on. Fared better in the AI sell-off than U.S. hyperscalers. Well, Google's been on a run. Google would be beating them all. We jump over to Best Buy. Better than expected results. Now expects revenue of up to $42 billion, up from a previous guidance, ahead of expectations. Consumer electronics. They get some good Black Friday sales out there as well. I was over at Target last night. I hit up Target last night, Darth. I was there. I was taking advantage of some of those Black Friday sales. They get some good ones, folks. They do. All right, how crazy is this? So I keep my phone off to the side when I'm doing the program, okay? And it's muted, but like anything, you can see the phone pop up occasionally. You get a notification. Right as I said that I was at Target, Darth. I was at Target, Darth. What happened? I got a notification from Target right away. See why? They're listening, folks. They're listening. I did. Notification right away. Now, hey, listen, they got sales on everything, man. You're talking about PlayStations. Some things that never go on sale, there's some good sales out there. I encourage you to do some shopping this week alone. And I better get those checks in the mail from Target, Walmart, Costco, Amazon. But yeah, some good sales out there. All right, markets in the green, NASDAQ in the red. We'll come right back, folks.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direction. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey. Because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We got the S&Ps up by 7 right now. You jump over to the NASDAQ 100, off by 0.7% right now. And we take a look at the heat map. And you got the biggest companies in the world. How about NVIDIA, off by 5.8%? Now, here's one to think about, okay? I mean, the margins that NVIDIA makes, right? It's good to be a monopoly, folks. That's why we make them illegal. They can charge whatever they want, right? No competition. They exploit their customers. Okay, and that's what NVIDIA has had. And they've had it on the greatest product in the world, right? The fastest computer chip in the world that all the biggest companies in the world need to grow their artificial intelligence. One company's had it, NVIDIA. We're on the cusp of today approaching a new world where they have competition. You know what competition means? Decreased margins, okay? In a longer term perspective, all right? Now, this deal is talking about chips in 2027. It's not even 2026 yet. If it was that easy to catch up to NVIDIA, everybody would be doing it. You need the best chips out there. But you better believe it's a risk. And all these deals that NVIDIA is making in the future, they're going to have some competition. And right now, you're getting a little bit of an unwinding with NVIDIA. And folks, we're down $275 billion in market cap today alone. Okay? You jump over right now, we're about to lose $4 trillion. We don't have to go far. You're down by $11 right now the way this thing trades. You got 25 billion shares. You only need to go down another $6 or so, and you're going to be at a 3 handle. We were just at 5.2. And meanwhile, Google, you're pulling back with the market right now. Okay, but Google's up we're at 3.9. Jump over to Microsoft. Shares right now down by 1.25% right now. Microsoft pushing 3.5 trillion. You jump over to Amazon shares down by 0.8%. We got some selling this morning. 2.4 trillion is the mark for Amazon. Not Meta though. Meta's going to be the part of that agreement, making a deal with Google. They're going to save some money. Inferencing. We're going to read a lot about this, man. Now we jump over to this story from the Journal, just talking about the valuation. Now, this one was out at 5:30 this morning, and yeah, how about that run, right? This goes back to October 29th, so just a month. Alphabet's up 15%, Oracle's down almost 30%, Meta's down 20%, Microsoft, NVIDIA, both down double digits, Amazon holding up somewhat well. But yeah, Google, just the clear leader, man. It's not even close. They still make the bulk of their almost $400 billion in revenue from advertising. But yeah, those last earnings showed it, man. Everyone's not ditching Google for ChatGPT just yet. So they got Gemini 3, trained its own frontier AI model on its own networks using its own TPU chips that it designed in-house. That effectively makes Google into a combination of OpenAI and Microsoft with a bit of NVIDIA thrown in. How about that, right? You ever want to sell somebody on Google, give them that line. That is quite a line. Well, we're a little bit of OpenAI with Microsoft, with NVIDIA. We're all three. But yeah, progress with advanced models and its own chips could be a troubling sign for those three, NVIDIA, Microsoft, and Oracle, and other major tech players that have a lot riding on OpenAI's aggressive spending plans. That's the deal, right? Google winning would actually hurt several stocks we cover, so prepare for volatility. I think we got a lot of volatility coming down the line, folks, whether you're talking about equities, whether you're talking about gold and gold equities. Gold's up another $20. We've pulled back from the highs. I mean, $30 up, $30 down. Percentage-wise, not a big number. But we're getting moves of $50, $100 like it's nothing. Jump over to yields right now. 10-year hovering right near 4%. And there's some dollar weakness at 99.84 right now, and gold at 41.47. Now you jump over to the home builders. Yeah. This might be the one, folks. Okay? That last week, that might have been it on the home builders, right? You do a false break, you come back, you trade down to a low of 112.11, basically testing this area again on Lennar that you were basing at about 110 for the early part of the year before you accelerated higher. You put this on a daily. All right, there's some strength off the bottom. Was that Thursday? Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Monday. And here we are up by 2.3%. Look at the pullback in DR Horton. You just traded from 184 to 135. But look at the bounce on some volume. That's what you like to see. KB, not quite as pronounced. But nonetheless, you talk about homes, and you better believe rates would help. Interesting one out here from the Journal. Pricing is so important. It's a big mental negotiation, battle, duel. You know, you're putting your house up for sale. It's the ultimate negotiation for most people. More than half of homes sold this year through October had at least one price cut. Yeah, over half of them. That means they're not set accordingly. I encourage you folks, there's nothing wrong with cutting the price of the house. It is not selling. You need to sell it. That's the way it works. Okay, the market's never wrong, right? If that's what the market's giving you, that's what the market's giving you. And that's the price, therefore. But it is difficult if you put it up there. And once you start cutting, okay, right away, you're telling the market that you're willing to cut, and you better be able to cut actually a little bit more, depending on how much you cut, right? You got a property up there at $575,000. If you cut it to $550 because it's not getting action, you think you're actually getting $550 for that? No. Okay, you can't sell it at $575. You drop it to $550. You got to know that people are coming at you right away. Know that you're probably willing to take less than $550 if you just cut it from $575 to $550, and that's the way it works. But in terms of the percentage, this is the cumulative price cut, average cumulative price cut between listing and sale by days on the market. So how much you cut in the price? Yeah, the longer you go, you want to sell it, you better believe you got to cut that price. If you're serious about selling your home, you might need to drop the price. That's it. Now, if you can hold out and you think that price is worth it, you know, you got to look at what you're paying for a debt load, right? You got no debt on there? That's not a big deal. You do have an opportunity cost. Okay, right now, you're looking at an opportunity cost of about 4% is the number on a yearly basis. So, and I say that as in you just take the money and put it into a CD and you're earning 4%, right? So even if you have no debt on it, you're paying about a 4% opportunity cost to hold that house. Active home listings with a price reduction by month. Yeah, there was no such thing. Who was selling their house trying to reduce the prices in May of 2021? Had to be probably not the best of homes. Right? I said everything was just selling. It was selling over. You were getting 7 different bids. Everything was selling. But yeah, just over 20% is the number. And we've been there since June. 1 out of 5 active home listings with a price reduction by month. So you set that price too high, you're going to have a problem. I encourage you to pick a price that you think works and go with it. Because the moment you start cutting, everyone says, well, why are they cutting? Right? It's a big mental game, and it puts you at a disadvantage as a seller. You know, you're a buyer. You see people cutting the price. You're in control there. Speaking of in control, sellers in control today. NASDAQ off by 1.2. NVIDIA's off by 6%. We're coming right back, folks.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. S&P's negative by 17, NASDAQ off by 215, Dow and Russell in the green. And yeah, we're talking about Weston, Mass. Thanks for bringing that one up, No Spin. And this is amazing. So he's talking about houses, okay? The house that ate Weston. I love it, man. So check it out. This house is about to become, where are we? Show me that picture. It was just right here. Where is it? Come on. I have a picture one? Oh, shame on me. Where was it? Did I have a different one up? Oh, there it is. No, did that one get me too? I was reading multiple. They're changing all the visuals on me in these articles. But yeah, you're talking, there it is. $38 million estate on track to be Weston's most expensive sale ever. Well, guess what? That was published 2 weeks ago. I haven't pulled it up on Zillow, but saying that one just got a nice price cut, huh? Look at that home. And Weston, folks, is just so amazing. I was fortunate to live there for 2 or 3 years of my later years in high school or so. and just an amazing, amazing town. And you know what's remarkable is my sister went to Weston High, so Weston High School, amazing high school. And we were fortunate that, we were renting there at that time, and she went to Weston High, and just it's basically an equivalent of an elite New England prep school. And that's, if you're ever folks, I look at it to this day. My sister had went to Beaver Country Day, which was a good school she enjoyed, but she made the decision to go to Weston High because it was free when we were living in Weston. And my dad said, you can do whatever you want, but I'm paying all this money for a private school. If you'd like to go to Weston High School, which is close to us, it's an outstanding public school. If you go there, I'm going to save all that tuition money, and really, you're making the choice. You decide. He let her choose, but he said, if you want to make that, you can use that money, and I'll use the tuition money. I'll buy you a car. And she decided to do that. So she went to Weston High School, one of the best public high schools in the country, and she got a car for it as well. Not quite a business situation. Math decision, right? But yeah, imagine the property tax on that house, and that's why that high school, that high school. I mean, at one point, folks, would go to church, okay? And I remember it was, my dad would show me, it was Vidic was in there. Okay, I can't remember who else. They were all the biggest Wall Street money managers in the world. My dad's going, that guy manages $50 billion. That guy manages Weston. Great town. Folks, thanks so much for the conversation. Great time as always. Stay tuned. Basil Chapman. He's coming up next with the Tiger Technicians Hour. We'll see you at 3 o'clock. Have a